Hello everybody, welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, the series where myself and another player are fighting against the evil Northern Coalition, who have, in the last series of KSP PvP, managed to take over most of Kerbin and force the free corporations into a fighting retreat. The free corporations were only able to win the last season by combining all of their efforts together. Originally they were all going on it alone. So joining me in the co-pilot today is my friendly co-conspirator, Lord Darkane.
Hello.
Now, Lord Darkane represents the Jade Dragon Empire, and I-4040 represents Crux Industries, and between us we are the Free Corporations Alliance. And we're fighting the Northern Coalition, which, well, owns quite a lot of Kerbin. If I click on the station, I'll show you. So, we are using Kerbin side to have lots of bases and places to fight over. And at the moment, we control almost none of these. And to be able to win this series, we need to have two objectives: to take over the Northern Coalition's capital, which is the KSC2, and reclaim the Jade Dragon Empire's capital, which is on the other side of the planet, which is Green Peaks. That would be the idea. Now we've started down here. KSP Industries, we and the Jade Dragon Empire started. This is our territory at the beginning of the game. This is the only part of Kerbin that we actually own, which is the Kerbin main space center. We run an attack to Kerbal Island, the runway on the Kerbal Island, to claim it for Lord Darkane. So Lord Darkane's territory now expands over most of the ocean off the east coast of the Kerbin Peninsula, and KSP Industries, my territory, is controlling the eastern seaboard of the Kerbin Peninsula, and we decided that the Jade Dragon Empire was going to make a run on Jeb's retreat, which is an island quite close by. The strategic importance of that island: it has some very large and capable satellite dishes, which would be a great aid to our communications. So the Jade Dragon Empire launched an assault on the island, which unfortunately was not quite as successful as we perhaps had hoped. And the defense, we only managed to destroy one of the 4 defensive platforms that seemed to be protecting the island. In response, the Northern Coalition launched from Kerbin Lake a fast scout ship, I would say, a drone, to find out what is going on, because as far as they're concerned, they don't really know what we're doing, and they've lost contact with the lake, and they would have received reports of an attack at Kerbin, Jeb's Resort Island, but their regional, for their eastern board command post, is at Ben Bay, which is the H symbol for heliport. Helipad. It's got a dock, doesn't have a runway. It issued orders at the runway here and launched a scout plane that clarified what had been destroyed. They then went on to investigate what had happened at the island runway, and the defences at island runway that the Lord Darkane had placed were adequate enough to be able to destroy the aircraft, but they didn't manage to take it out quick enough that it didn't do a flyby and report back what was there. They also they replaced the missing small defensive platform with quite a substantial piece of equipment, which is what I'm going to have to deal with. I'm going to have to build an airplane which can go across to this base, has enough ammunition on board, which is going to have to be a significant amount of ammunition, to deal with all of the defences. There's a goalkeeper 30mm rotary cannon, and several small defensive platforms with smaller guns, all of which are dangerous to me at close range. They're all 30mm, so any kind of clip or tag on my aircraft will probably destroy it outright. So I'm going to have to build an aircraft that is fast, is manoeuvrable. It doesn't have to be particularly long ranged. The idea is to definitely knock out the defences on behalf of... I'm going to give the island to the Jade Dragon Empire so they can begin to launch their assault once we've claimed the Kerbal Peninsula out towards his homeland, while the Cryx Industries launch northwards over the land bridge and into Northern Coalition territory, or their home territory, might I add. But to do this, we need to cooperatively capture the entire Kerbal Peninsula, the Kerbal Space Center Peninsula. Now, these two bases down here, we've got the regional headquarters for the eastern seaboard, you've got the regional headquarters for the western seaboard, and the regional, the headquarters of the peninsula itself, which is up in the mountains, which is a major launch site for orbital operations, and we need to capture this if we're going to be able to do anything from there on in. Once you've got a solid basis, a foothold, then we can go ahead and launch our own independent operations and support each other when we come across tough nuts to break. So I'm going to capture Jeb's Resort Island on behalf of the Jade Dragon Empire, at least attempt to. Then I'm going to move on to one of my own objectives, because the this regional command center and the runway here offer quite a significant threat. It gives the Northern Coalition quite a substantial grip on the western seaboard. I'm going to attempt a run on the airbase, not the regional command center. Reason being is the airbase has got a very, very long runway. It's the longest runway on the western seaboard, and taking that away from the Northern Coalition will probably focus their efforts on recapturing it, and while they're recapturing it, we can put our efforts into capturing the actual control centers. So that's the plan. Take the island and then take the runway. This might be split into separate episodes as I do different attack runs, but in the meantime, I'm going to go away, and with Lord Darkane, we are going to build an aircraft up to the job of capturing at least the island, maybe in one sweep capturing the airport as well. We have no idea whatsoever what defences are at the airport, but we definitely know that there are 4 defences at the island. So we'll see you guys in a second. For you, we're going to be but a second. For us, it's probably going to be several hours of derping around and making completely stupid airplanes before we settle on one. Hi everybody, we are back. It has taken us about 4 hours to come up with this absolute monstrosity. What we've got here is what I'm calling the Pathfinder, and it is armed with 6 100mm howitzer cannons, which are linked to the gun pod, which you see on the front there. It has also got a carousel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 shooter. So 2x8 Hellfire, short-ranged, laser-guided. So again, they're linked to the pod missiles, which are good for ground assault. And I've also got, as an afterthought, although quite large afterthought, as an afterthought, we have got 4 harm missiles, and these lock onto radars that are trying to spot me. So I don't even need to target. I fire them off, and if my radar sensor, which is the little dish here, is detecting that there's any radar pointing at me, they'll go and try and seek it out. They're quite big, they're quite slow, well, relatively slow, but they're long burning. So this is the Pathfinder. It's a odd looking bird. I know, I get it. It's a stupid looking thing, but it works. and that's what Cryx Industries is all about. Stupid, but works. So we put SAS on. Our engines are afterburning capable engines, and as we're going such a short hop across the pond, we're going to leave it on afterburning because we're going to need that speed. Now this attack run is going to be up against some fairly stiff defences, and hopefully we've got enough ordnance on board that we can attack 2 of the Northern Coalition's air bases with only 1 launch, but we'll see. This might have been a case of overly ambitious, and we make do with attacking 1 and then do a second launch, which should be fine. We'll just relaunch this guy. If we manage to capture somewhere, we can launch from there instead because it's quicker. But the plan would be to take out the Kermin Lake airbase, which is the biggest airbase on the eastern seaboard. The other two are here, but the Kerbal Lake is the biggest one. We're approaching near the end of the runway. The craft is holding nice and true at the moment. We are slightly angled upwards because I've duck splayed the back feet out a little bit, which really adds instability on taking off a landing. But if I nose the craft up, there we go. We should be... Let's take the gear in as well, because that's going to be causing quite a lot of drag. Let's pull the ship up. There we go. We're still building speed as well. There we are. We're just going to let it kind of balance out. So we've got some targets. I'm just going to make sure. Yep, climbing and going up. All right. Now we're going to select a target. So I'm going to go to the map view as this is, you know, relatively stable. It ain't going anywhere now. And we are going to have to select a target over in that direction. Which is... It's not really showing up, which is interesting. I can't see the target, so I might have to go...
Do a quick search over.
Say again?
Do a quick search over the area.
Well, we know the target's over there, so we're going to head over in that direction, I think. The only reason why I wanted it is because it helps with the whole lining up, really. But we follow the coast and we'll be by the target. It will appear. For long-range missions, base boss will help. We just need to make sure we've got a target selected. I'm not quite sure why it's not displaying in the map, which is fine. We've that's where we're heading to, and we're kind of heading in that direction. Yep. So the Pathfinder, it's got a mass of almost 40 tons when it's fueled up, and its max acceleration is currently 9.4 meters per second. So it's not too bad. She's a bit slow and heavy. The less fuel we have, the less rockets we have, the better that she's going to do. She doesn't turn very well. This is going to be a run where we end up kind of... We do like an attack run. I'm really anxious because she's a fairly stable craft, but she doesn't turn very hard. She rolls really well, but her pitch isn't too great, and that's pretty much what we're going to be using. The reason why pitch isn't too great is because we've got these lovely flat wings, which help with the stability of the craft, which means we can carry all of these cannons and stuff. So we've sacrificed the ability to really heavily be massively manoeuvrable, but on the same hand, we are... There we go. Let's start turning models on. We are, you know, we can do rolling thanks to the engines. But I really want to... We've got to run towards the islands, but I'm going to kind of climb, gain some altitude, try and gain some speed. The max speed of this is about 300 meters per second. But I'm going to let this climb altitude. She's a bit nose heavy, emphasis on the bit because of the guns. Right, so we want a... we want the random... No, we don't want the random one. We're not asked for... We want the warning receiver. That's going to link in through the harm missiles. We want the targeting ball. We want the ESM jammer. And the random we don't need because we don't have any radar locking missiles, and the random will be able to put that. And our electric charge is doing absolutely fine, so we're not draining anything too badly, which is great. Let's get rid of that. There you go. Okay, let's get our targeting ball pointed in the correct direction, roughly. And we've got the landmass. The island is going to be kind of out in the ocean. We're still climbing nicely. We're climbing up to over 1,800 feet. 1,900 feet. I like a decent amount of height as I go in for the run. And the plan for this one is to use our turrets to try and take out the defences, before deploying the missiles, because the turrets, they're good standoff weapons that are... Well, they do have a weapon to load up. We've got, I think, 20 shots. Let's have a look. So 20 times 120 ammo. We've got 640, but that's 640 in total divided by 6. So each gun, we've got 320 rounds in there. Okay, never mind. I thought we had fairly limited ammunition. I didn't know that the ammo canisters I have on the back here, which feed the howitzers, have actually got so much stuff in them, but they have. Okay. Still flying out here. We're still following the coast. We will be able to see the island from the coast. I think that the island will be off there. Let's quickly flip to the map view. Yes, so at the moment we can see this piece of land sticking out here, and we're actually heading in a direct line for our target, which is quite nice. Now I can go to the actual... Let's set our target. So let's go to the space center. Oh no, cancel. Never mind. It's fine. Yeah, it's not showing me things that I can click on to select as targets, which is unfortunate really, but never mind. We will continue flying. I'm going to be cutting it here, guys, and when we come back, I'll bring you back in when we getting within range of the target island. We are heading at it, and it's just going to take a little while to get there, a few minutes. That there's not really much point sitting you guys through, so see you guys in a second. Hi everybody, we are back at Jeb's Island. We are flying towards the comms array that the Northern Coalition has reinforced after Lord Darkane's attack run. We also have the port area that I intend on taking out, but the most dangerous thing on this island is that goalkeeper that's sitting 11 kilometers away over there. Now at the moment I can't see it. I think it's on the inverse of this slope, which is going to make shooting at it problematic. It's going to lock it to my turrets. So possibly the best thing that I could do is try and lock it. We're getting within 8.6 kilometers. At 8 kilometers it should ping in, hopefully. That's it there. Okay. I'm gonna try firing.
Oh, you've been spotted by 2 things.
And fire. We're getting within 5 kilometers. Four shots away. 2 shots look like they missed.
No.
Okay, we're getting locked on by the goalkeeper. Bad times. Yes!
Oh.
Fudge! Fudge, 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 fudge! We are being heavily engaged by the goalkeeper. We've knocked something off the goalkeeper.
We've been hit a couple.
Ah, oh, damn it! We're dead. Oh, we are so dead.
Did you fire something just then?
No, he's dead. Those are the missiles that are left. Now we've definitely hit the goalkeeper, but it's still operable. Shit, that was bad.
Yeah.
Do
an emergency turn and crash into it.
I can't. This engine has ploughed into the back of me. It's not actually a part of the ship.
Oh.
By the looks of it, I think it's just ploughed into me. Okay, these guys gonna die. No! Oh, damn it. Okay, let's have a look at... Well, we've... Oh, Jesus, we almost killed it. Look how... See the heat readings on the goalkeeper? Actually, I think the goalkeeper's on fire. See, the solar panels are heating up. The wheels have got a heat measurement on them. This, it looks like... Okay, the solar panels are on fire, and one of the wheels is on fire by the looks of it. We can't... I can't tell you, it won't show me. Well, we can only sit here and watch these heat readings creep up, because if the fire spreads, then you see that is brain, and its brain is on fire, and its heat looks like it's kind of creeping up. There's quite a lot of things that are red, and fire spreads. So even though our pilots lost their lives, it looks like they've managed to deal with this by setting it on fire, maybe. I don't know. It looks maybe like it's cooling off. Not red anymore. It looks like the stuff has stopped glowing red, which means it might be just cooling down naturally. We were so close to blowing it up. That heat mechanic is its destruction mechanic. One more shot on target would have dealt with that. Damn it. Okay. We're going to get one more chance at this. We're going to get one more. We get one more launch collectively as the three corporations. And I'm going to have to relaunch the same ship and try and... We have to deal with this. We can't take the island with this sat there. But it does look like the fire has stopped spreading. These things are no longer glowing red. They're not gaining heat. They're cooling down. Even this has stopped glowing red. So I suspect the fire is going out, which means by the time we get here again... Say again, sorry?
Taking 2 wheels off of it.
Well, we've destroyed... You see this strut here? There was another strut here as well. We've destroyed some of its armoured undercarriage. We've knocked off some of its power generation. But its ammunition is still intact, and its gun is still intact, and its radar is still intact, and it's still got a weapons manager. If we killed the weapons manager, or if we killed the gun, or if we killed its brain, we'd be fine. But unfortunately not. So we'll see you again in a second, everybody. We're going to set up our flight and relaunch it. Hi everybody, welcome back. We have gone through our second launch and we're approaching the island from a different view, but I have just noticed something and I thought I'd share it with you guys before we cut again and get closer. All of these, as you know, with Kerbal Space Program, if you have a purple SIG marker, it means that there is a brain in your craft. No brain, no craft. And, well, I've got one brain up on there, but the other brain, other stuff is telling me that there's the goalkeeper debris. I'm hazarding to guess that maybe the goalkeeper continued to burn while we've been launching and has actually burnt down. There's no way to check until we get close, so I'm gonna have to assume that this is a deadly threat and is something that I need to be very cautious around. I'm just going to have to assume that. If I click off it when there's no target, I don't see any purple signifier at all. And there should be 2. The weapons manager and the brain part, the probe part, because they're drones, would register as a brain. When I blow things up like that, sometimes you see 2 purple things spiraling off. And people have asked me before, why are there 2 purple things? Did you put 2 probe cores in there? I'll be like, no, one of them will be the weapons manager. But in this case, it's not registering, and I don't know why, and I don't know if that gun is active, and I'm only going to have to assume that the gun is still active. Without the probe body, it shouldn't be controllable, but the gun might still fire, and if it's got power, the gun might still fire. So, yeah, these things can be quite deceiving, so I'm not trusting it, but as a sign of hope, maybe we killed its probe brain.